So we're going to do Parasha-Meditation for Parashat Vayetze. And you know, Yaakov is the greatest match for any girl. He has his feet on the ground and his head in the clouds. This is what we want, the practical with the spiritual. And so we're going to focus on that ladder that stands on the earth but reaches to heaven. And that there's a lot of interesting things about it. One is that, you know, it says angels olim veyordim bo, and which means malachei Elokim olim veyordim bo, angels of God ascend and descend in it. So the simple meaning means that the ascend and descends inside of the ladder, but there is also a commentary that says that descent and ascent inside of Yaakov. It's the ladder within. It teaches us that our relationship with Hashem is a relationship with our own inner core. Hashem is the underlying structure of all existence, including our own. When we chas v'shalom alienate from God, that means really alienating from the depths of ourself. So a relationship with Hashem denotes a relationship with our own inner core, with the reality of our reality. And that's what it says in Midrash Bereishit Rabbah 68:12. Rabbi Chia says, they ascend and descend on the ladder. Rabbi Yana say they ascend and descend in Yaakov, bo meaning inside of him. So in any case, ladders are something very deep. Going up the ladder is a spiritual stairway through which we can approach our divine self and reach higher realms of consciousness in our quest for spiritual perfection. So the two vertical rails of the ladder symbolize our upward ascent from the bottommost rung to the uppermost one. And it's a journey through the realm of duality. Before we can step up to the next rung, we must first experience and master the lesson of duality that exists in our current level of elevation, because there's the two sides that we have to balance on. As we steadfastly ascend the rungs of the ladder, we slowly elevate ourselves higher and higher, above the lower plane of the superficial and mundane. And when we reach the upper rungs of the ladder, we begin to breathe the rarefied air of higher consciousness. That is the mysteries of eternity that slowly begin to unveil its secret to us. So basically, also the ladder reminds us that reaching the highest realm of consciousness is not a short, swift journey. We must always keep in mind that there is no journey without rest and pauses. You know, we go a little up and then we may go a little down or even just stay until we take the next step. So when we require a respite during our spiritual ascent, the rungs of the ladder that provide us with support and strength that we need before we're ready to take the next step upward. So I'm going to invite you now to close your eyes. We're going to ascend Yaakov's ladder. I'm going to not warn you, but I'm going to prepare you that this is a quite long meditation, and it goes through rising all the 7 levels of heaven. Sit comfortably in your chair and close your eyes. Take several deep breaths, breathing all the way in and then all the way out. Let go of anything you may be holding on to. Breathe deeply and allow yourself to feel relaxed in all of the limbs of your body. Relax even more. As you enter into a meditative mode, imagine that you are Yaakov, asleep, but your heart is awake. Imagine a ladder in your mind's eye. Try to visualize its shape. Is it a small indoor ladder or a large gardening ladder? Is it made from wood, metal, or another material? What color is it? Perhaps it has more than one color. How many rungs does it have? Now imagine yourself standing at the bottom of this ladder on the ground, getting in touch with the matters on the earth that support you, your daily routines, and the people who are close to you. Can you feel yourself standing firmly? Allow Hashem's light to flow through all the channels of your support system into yourself. This is the level of Aretz, earth. It's the lowest level. In order to ascend this ladder, you must first identify the difficulty that makes it hard for you to take the first step. Which negative habits and addictions are blocking the way? Which mitzvot are difficult for you to keep? Try to identify these blocks. Then visualize the light of Hashem coming down from above, entering into all of those negative actions. Imagine them gradually melting away. Look up at the first rung. Which negative emotions do you struggle with? Anger, worry, fear, guilt, doubt, jealousy. Try to identify what blocks you from ascending the ladder. Then visualize Hashem's light, gradually melting your negative emotions away. You're now ready to ascend the ladder from the earth below towards the heaven above. The first rung, vilon, veil, corresponds to Malchut. Imagine a great curtain opening and revealing a divine light that permeates all of reality. Visualize Hashem's light shining within you. Get in touch with the dreams of your life, the things you always wanted to accomplish, but didn't reach it. Remain on the first rung as you envision fulfilling your dream. When you're ready, take several deep, relaxing breaths as you ascend the second rung of the ladder. The second rung, Rakia, expands, the Sphira of Yesod. Imagine the bright light of the sun warming you. Our body is continually filled with Hashem's light and love. Even when we don't see it or feel it, we know that Hashem's light shines upon us. From your place in the ladder, send Hashem's light to someone you love very much, or to someone who really needs it. Now imagine the soft light of the moon, stars, and constellations in a dark blue sky. Enjoy basking in the soft glow, knowing that Hashem guides all your ways through the luminaries, His faithful servants. Now take several deep breaths as you calmly step up to the third row. The third rung, Shchakim, clouds, that correspond to Netzach and Hod in the Sfirot. You're walking in a thick white mist. Your feet tread lightly upon the delicate ground, lifted by the wonder and awe in your heart. You're chasing something mysteriously beautiful, which hides behind the endless appearance of its perfection. There is no separation between one moment and the next, one victory and the next, which you fathom in your mind's eye. Imagine all the obstacles in your life that you have overcome. Each success you have accomplished blends into an even greater success. They're all so different, yet they're one and the same. Visualize manna flowing down to you from the sky and taste its heavenly taste. Take some deep breath, preparing yourself to ascend to the fourth rung. The fourth rung, Zavul, habitation, corresponding to Tiferet. Imagine a beautiful garden, and it is in its center the outline of a house that you can call home. Visualize your true home. This home has always been the home of your wandering soul. Feel assured that you are not lost, even as the vision fades from your mind's eye and the dark clouds of your ordinary consciousness obscures its beautiful garden. You know without a doubt that there is a place where you belong, a place in complete harmony with the essence of who you are. Your home is connected to the heavenly Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim of above. Visualize the temple and its altar upon which Michael, the archangel, and great prince stands and sacrifices an offering. Take another few deep breaths as you prepare yourself to ascend to the fifth rung. The fifth rung, Ma'on, dwelling place, corresponding to Gvura. In this realm, you need to deal with your shadow side, the repressed part of yourself filled with unrectified knots. They could be knots of deep-seated jealousy, hatred, and desire to injure others or yourself in order to survive, both. Perhaps they represent your darkest fears or your deepest self-hatred. Imagine in the pitch-dark night, hearing the ministering angels singing songs of praises to Hashem. Suddenly, the Gvura within you cracks each of these unrectified knots. Watch them melt away as you bring Hashem's light into each of them. You can now rest at peace in Ma'on, in your personal refuge, in the midst of spiritual warfare. No matter what hardships you may be facing, you have found a place of peace in the land of war. Find this heaven in your heart, the secret places beyond suffering. Take some deep breath and visualize arriving at the sixth rung. The sixth rung, Machon, established place that corresponding to Chesed. Go through the doors of fire and the chambers of vapor, storm, whirlwind, and hail until you reach absolute Chesed. Ki amati olam Chesed yipaneh, shamayim tachin emunatecha bahem. For I have said the world is built by Chesed. You establish your faithfulness in the very heavens. That's from Tehillim. Get in touch with your absolute Chesed, which is changeless and constant in its perfection, a template and foundation for all that follows, the first certainty of God's creation. Feel your love emanating from the spring of His eternal love. Allow this love to fill your heart, and from there your entire being, as you keep breathing slowly, loving breath. Can you feel how much you love yourself and everyone else in your world? Continue your loving breath as you visualize climbing up to the seventh and final rung. The seventh rung, Aravot, desert, empty, expand, corresponds to Keta Chochma Bina. You are now floating in the holy heaven of the Aravot, filled with treasures of life, treasures of peace, and treasures of blessing. There you meet the souls of the righteous and the spirits and souls about to be created. Imagine the glittering dew in the sun with which the Holy One, blessed be He, is about to revive the dead. There are celestial beings, seraphs, and ministering angels guarding the throne of glory for the King of the living God, high and uplifted. Clouds and thick darkness surround Him. There is a firmament above the heads of the living creatures, shining like the glitter of the purest crystal. Now allow your mind to empty out as you get in touch with an emptiness that's paradoxically most full. It is the emptiness of particular forms, in which all forms find their source. Nothing and all things are constantly there. שירו לאלוהים זמרו שמו, סולו לרוכב בערבות, ביה שמו ואילזו לפניו. Sing to God, sing praises to His name, extol Him who rides upon the Aravot, highest of heaven, in Yud He His name, and rejoice before Him. The word Aravot, which is often translated as the highest heaven, also means mixture. The heaven is a mixture of fire and water. In this realm, you feel your deepest gratitude for all the goodness in your life, which arouses your innermost desire and praise. and you praise Hashem in the very highest way. Know in your heart of hearts that Hashem stands beside you. Hear him say in your inner ear, Vaya Adonai Amach Ushmaticha. I'm sorry, Vehine Anochi Imach Ushmaticha. Behold, I am with you and I will guard you. I will wherever you go, and I'll return you to this earth, for I will never forsake you. Amen, amen. You recite as you visualize the letters Aleph, Mem, Nun, and linger just another moment in the highest heaven. Now slowly begin to descend each of the rungs. You didn't think that I was going to leave you up there, huh? Until you get from the highest heaven downwards, from the seventh and highest heaven, Aravot, to the sixth realm of Machon, descending into the fifth level of Ma'on, until you come to the fourth rung of Zevul, plunging down to the third realm of Shchakim, descending down to the second level of Rakia, followed by the first rung of Vilon, until you finally return from your heavenly journey and reach the earth. You are back on the ground. Tap your feet softly on the floor and tap your hands gently on your legs. Then open your eyes.